Hello YouTube, today at powerjackrepair.org we got an interesting case of the Acer Predator N18W3 PT515-52-73. I guess it's L2. It's L3. Strange. Why did I put L2 when it's an L3? Okay, so that's an L and that's a 3. All right, the interesting case is that the jack is not bad. Well, the jack itself is not bad. But the connector part right here, where you plug in the part of the jack into the connector, it was pretty much all melted down. So in order for me to, let me bring a closer camera to the equation. Good, okay. So in order for me to solder this connector that sits someplace right here, what I need to do, my understanding what I need to do, is for those red cables to reach the red, basically positive, positive, positive. The black ones to just be reaching the ground. And this white one cable supposed to be reaching this pin right here. And at the same time, it has to be sitting here someplace in the casing. And as you can see, I'm not 100% sure that once I solder the red cables that they're gonna be reaching the casing, where the casing is at. So I will try to solder it in a way so that I will try to solder it to those pins here. Yeah, and the problem was that this whole the bearing was right here. It wasn't in the jack, it was right here at the connection between the plug and the jack. So what I did was I cut off the extra black piece that goes right there, and I will solder the cables directly to the motherboard, so there won't be any issues anymore. So let's see if I can do this. Alrighty, so the first thing that needs to be done is we need to pre-clean every one of those wires. And I do it just like that, like that, like that, like that. I put everything into the flux, into the rosin core flux. And we're just gonna pre-clean each wire individually. Alright. We're gonna get the like that. Gonna hold this piece in place. Alright, seems like it pre-tinned. Alright. Looks good. You know, because they're all burned before, they don't get to be, many of them are hard to pre-tin. Let's see. Yeah, some of them are not even wanna be tinned down. Strange. Well, it's not strange. I mean, I kind of expected this kind of a problem. Happens all the time. Let me so I'm gonna put a lot more flags in here so that everything would be Without flux, nothing gonna get prettinned here. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so those two cables are fine. This guy, not fine. I guess the burning on this cable, yeah, it's not even wanna, nope. So that cable doesn't get tinned easily. No wonder why nothing worked in this laptop. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. This is just not working out for me. Those cables are not pretinnable. Come on. Let's see. Nope, nothing. I mean, some are pretinnable, but some are not pretinnable. No, this is not gonna work. My only concern is what this white cable does. That's the only thing. Alright, so what I'm doing now, I found a compatible connector and I'm trying to make my own harness here. I put the thickest gauge wire I could through those holes on the connector itself. Alright. I want to bend it a little bit so it would be nice and straight. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna solder this whole assembly down. And we're just gonna use some flux right here. And let's solder this whole thing down. Alrighty. Looks good. Need a little bit more solder. It looks ideal, looks fantastic. Alright, let's try to solder the second wire. The second wire is the ground wire. It's not gonna fit completely into the hole. Well, because the hole is kind of smallish on the smaller end. But we can fit in a few strands of wire in. We can rotate the whole thing a little bit like that. Like that. Alright. Let's put some flux on top. Alright, and let's try and solder this whole thing. The thicker gauging wires not gonna cause any issues in the future. Instead, that's the real solution for this problem. Alright, looks good? Looks good. Well, I need to solder on the bottom just a little bit more. Here. Like that. Excellent. Good job. All right. And now the goal is to solder the red wire, well, not the red wire, but this positive wire to the motherboard and the negative to the motherboard as well. All right, so the negative wire I'm gonna solder right here. This is the foundation for the board, for that connector. All right, there is no other components here nearby. All right. On the positive, I'm gonna solder right, I could probably solder it right here. And now let me get some flux onto this area. All right. Okay. Looks good. Now let's solder this guy right here. Oh, still need more flux. Still need flux right here. Flux right there. All right. All right, you see how easily flux flows through non-oxidized connection. So that's the thing that we need to get it done here. All right. Excellent. You know, that's gonna be a solid solder joint. Alrighty. Now let's do something like that. Like that and like that. Looks like an extremely solid connection now. Yeah, unbelievable connection. Really, really, really solid connection. Now here I want to trim the wire a little bit and put some more solder all around it. Good job. And now we're just gonna put it like that. No, hold on. Here. Let's bring more. And let's. Nope. It's something different. Let's see, do I have a... All right, so I got the lichen pliers like that. All right. Okay. Alrighty. How is it holding up? It's holding up just fine. And the one last thing I want to do is I want to make sure that those pins are sitting on the motherboard just fine. So I will just add some solder to the rear pins, just to make sure that they are doing fine. All right, 3 ear pins. All right. That way I know for sure that the connector is sitting in place perfectly. All right. Well, let's measure the amperage voltage. Again, I'm not sure about this white wire right there. I need to know what that does. Maybe it's gonna work without the white wire. Maybe it won't. Where is the connector? Here. You see it got the red and black and the white one. And I'm not sure what exactly the white one does. It's a separate wire altogether. Alrighty, so I put the new jack, new cables. Let's see like that. So the new jack, new cables, the jack sits perfectly inside. I had to cut off a little bit right here and right there. I had to cut off the casing a little bit so that the hole of the connector would align with the casing. It didn't align 100%, so you can see, but it did align close enough. But still, in order for it to be a smooth connection, I figured I needed to do this. I'm not sure what this connection right here is for, right here. So a touchpad, whatever, MB, this connection right here, don't forget to connect it. There's a cable underneath there for the power button, I assume. So let's plug in this guy and see if it's gonna work. And if it's gonna work, I'm gonna hot glue everything here for a good connection, for a good solid connection. Alrighty, so it's called Predator NVIDIA something. Alright, that's client information. Alright, so we hear the fan spinning. You probably can't hear it, but you see that fan was spinning just now. The battery is out. Battery is at the workbench. This is our recording studio. I can wiggle it all I want. There's a light right here, it says turbo, but nothing comes up on the screen. I'm not sure if, again, the laptop was taken apart before, and I'm not sure if they shorted something out for the screen, so I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes to power up. Again, the connection is really solid because the light right here on the turbo stays on. Do you see anything there? Nope, I don't see anything either. Ay. Come on, come back to life. Maybe it needs a battery in order to power up. There is some... Let me wipe this guy clean. For right now, it's still going through the resets. I'm just afraid for that white wire that I didn't... Okay, so it did power up. Good job. Otherwise, I was expecting that. No bootable device. Well, there is no bootable device because they probably took it off. Anyways, the laptop does work. We're gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut it down using the power button. Okay. Close it down. You see the battery was out. It does power up. Again, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of hot glue here to keep it steady. Put the cover on, put the battery in, and I'm not sure where's the hard drive at, because it did come in without the hard drive. I don't see. Probably this is for the hard drive. I'm not sure where they put the hard drive to. Or maybe... No, that's the battery. Well, anyways. My job is done. Everything seems to work. Thank you so much for watching. You guys take care and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.